Hello, you beautiful people of the internet. It's Rob, and this is the Game Press. Thanks for joining me here today. And let's just get right into it. So this past week, I've been playing a couple of games that not really much anything new per se. Been playing a lot of Overwatch. That's been really taking up a lot of my time. It's been addicting since the fact that they came out with a whole brand new 1 year anniversary loot boxes and everything. So I've been really digging into that. There was a moment in time where I told myself I was never gonna touch this game. I didn't, for some reason, enjoy the aesthetic, or just there was just something about it that I knew if I were to jump in, I'd get addicted to it. That's a better way to say it. I remember my brother one day, he got it, and I said, you know what, let me just get it so I can play with you. And I am at this very moment very much so addicted to this game. It's a great game. It's so fun, and I'm pretty sure you've heard about it because it's all over the place. Another game that I've been playing is Rocket League. Just been dedicating a lot of my time to that. That is one of the few games that I would never get tired of playing. It's great just to go in and just play maybe one, two, three matches, and just let that be your gameplay of Rocket League for the day. On top of that, another game that I've been playing it was a small little test punch called Arms. It was not small. It was a huge thing that happened around the world for the Nintendo Switch. I will be talking about that later. That is the main topic of this show. Now, a segue into the first topic for today's episode, episode 14, is a game that I was playing this week that actually popped out of nowhere. It really just, I looked up and I on my phone, and there's this random game that's on the iOS stores. So, what's that game called? Well, it is a game that is by far maybe one of the best games ever made by mankind, actually. It's a small game by this small developer in Japan. They're not really known for much. They're actually known for just a small company called Pokemon. I don't know if you've heard of it. No, it's very small. So they decided to just dedicate a game to their worst and dumbest and weakest Pokemon of all time. And what do I say to that? I say that's brilliant. They dedicated a whole game to Magikarp. And what's the game about? So you're playing this kid who just grew up in the wrong side of the world of Pokemon. I'm pretty sure this kid wants to be the Pokemon master. I'm pretty sure he wants to become the next big thing in Pokemon. But sadly, he grew up on mom and dad's Magikarp farm, and so you just gotta embrace your life as being a Magikarp farmer. I'm sorry, kid. I really feel for you. I know you want to be out there with Red and Ash and all them cool guys, but you're not that cool. So you go in and this professor introduces you as to what a Magikarp is. The same way that every intro to every single Pokemon game starts off. You have the professor, then he talks and he shows the Pokemon. This is an example of a Pokemon. That's how it opens up. So it opens up. There's Magikarp. Get yourself an old rod. Go catch your Magikarp. And the game takes off to what I must call the best games of all time. Like, it really just ramps all the way up. This game is all about training and raising your Magikarp so that it can be the best jumper within the league of Pokemon Magikarp leagues. Now, like I said before, I feel so bad for this kid. I'm pretty sure he wanted to go up against the Elite Four, go and beat all the 8 gyms, but this kid's over here just raising this Magikarp, teaching it how to jump faster. So little things that come along the way as you feed it, you go through training, some of them being like a jump meter, other ones being punching bags, knocking over a tree, pushing a dwebble, things like that. You have moments to where you can have Pokemon friends that you can pay through diamonds, which there is in-game transactions that you can do, which I highly recommend. I mean, I highly recommend you pay $50 for this game. You know what I'm saying? It's for free, but put in a good $50 if you want the full experience. So you pay about $50, you get all these diamonds. I'm just joking. The diamonds are actually free through the gameplay of itself. So you actually don't even have to pay a single penny, which I haven't, and I'm doing pretty well. You can pay for Pokemon friends. Pikachu's the first one. It's for free. Of course, Pikachu's always for free. You get that, and it helps your Pokemon XP or JP, my bad, jump points skyrocket. So over time, you're playing, you go through the league, you max out your Magikarp. Now, we all know that a maxed out Magikarp is not a force to deal with. You don't want to mess with this guy. You go to the Pokemon League My bad. You go to the Magikarp leagues. You go, you beat it, and there's a moment that you face a Magikarp that's better than yours, and it's max powered. It's time for your Magikarp to just go in retirement. And I'm not joking. You face one Magikarp and it beats yours, it's done. You can't. Obviously, your Magikarp can't go any further. You can't go any further. Your Magikarp is sent to retirement. That means you have to go and you gotta go fish yourself another Magikarp. Through your winning and your accomplishments through the leagues, you gain experience points yourself as a player. So the higher experience points go, the higher in level you can get. The higher in level you can get, the more powerful your Magikarp can be. So you retire, hopefully your experience points have skyrocketed, and your professor comes up, tells you you've done a good job, whatever, blah, 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 gives you more experience points, and then you can go and fish up an even stronger Magikarp, and you keep doing it over and over and over again. Now, do I recommend this game? This game, look, it's a fun game. I've honestly have laughed a couple of times because of the fact that Pokemon understands that they have a Pokemon that's not the best Pokemon in the world, and they decided, let's just make a whole game based on it. And I respect them for that. It's awesome, you know. So Magikarp Jump, I give that game two thumbs up. That's 5 stars, 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into topic 2. So topic 2 is going to be going all over Far Cry 5. Now, we recently got the release of Far Cry 5. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I never played a Far Cry game myself. I've seen a lot of other people play it. They looked interesting. I've never jumped in myself. I don't know why. It's just, I never really messed with it. They never really grabbed me for some reason. This one really has got my attention. So it starts off, and majority of Far Cry games take place within an island, some like El Dorado kind of place, some mythical place. This one's taking a big U-turn and just going in a whole other direction. Far Cry 5 is going to be taking place in Montana, here in the United States. So what's going to be going on? The thing is that it appears as though there is a very cult religious group that is just hypo religious. They are pushing their beliefs on just something like really, really out there. And it appears that I guess you end up there in some sort of way. Now, I know I'm probably butchering this, but, you know, this game is set to come out February 27th in 2018. I was probably actually hoping for it to come out this fall, but it's all right. It's going to clear up a lot more room for games that come out this fall, allowing me to play more of them and not be distracted by so much other stuff. So I guess Ubisoft did a good one on this one to give itself its own window somewhere else. That way it wasn't obstructed by other things. So I'm very excited for this game. It was a huge announcement. It was all over the place. People talking about it. And I mean, who's to know what's to come, man? I'm really, really excited to see this game in person, to play this game. The game looks beautiful. Yeah, guys, that's all I have right now in regards to Far Cry 5. I know that was the other big news that came out. I didn't want to go and just leave that behind. But I am very, very excited for it. I can't wait to play it. So we get to our main topic of the day. Our main topic today is I played the ARMS demo, the Global Test Punch. It came out came out this past week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Our playthroughs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You only had an hour long to play it, and I jumped in Sunday morning, got to play a little bit of it. So this is my reactions to it. Jumped in, it jumps into tutorial. It's actually a very, very thorough tutorial. Tells you all the mechanics that you need to use, all the things you have to do, punch, jump, juke, that kind of stuff. After that, you get right into the online. So it opens up to the online moment, so where you can pick your characters, and you only have a limited number of characters. You don't get all the ones that they talked about. You get Springman, Ribbon Girl, Min Min, Ninjara, Mummy Man, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. You get Helix, and that girl in that weird mechanical suit. That's a Diva knockoff, who's to say. So I actually went all the way in order, played around with each character. My favorite characters, I have to say, as at this moment, were Ninjara and Min Min. They both seemed as if they had more so of a quicker speed. I mean, I could be making all this up, but I felt like they have majority of the quicker speed, better move sets. They just worked a lot better for me. I enjoyed their playthroughs. I enjoyed their abilities and their different hands, whatever I don't know what to call them. So a couple of things I had against this game is one, if you go into online mode, you're paired up into a big room with other people, other players, waiting to get into a match. So once you get into that match, it can either be 1v1. You can either be 1v1 in fighting, 1v1 in v-ball, which is volleyball. Fantastic mode, by the way. You can go 2x4, 2v2, which is 2 versus 2, obviously, or 1v1v1. So it's a 3-player free-for-all kind of deal. And you can also do a 4-player free-for-all as well. My problem with the 2v2 is that both of your players are both tethered together. So you can't really go off and just do whatever you want. That obstructs things a little bit for me. It messes things up for me because of the fact that if I want to go around while my other player over here is distracting them and I can go around and just take them out from behind, you can't do that because you're tethered to the other player with a certain amount of feet. So if an enemy grabs your teammate and throws them, you're going wherever they're going. And that kind of it was a little challenging. You work your way around it, you learn how to work around it, and you learn how to work together to get what you need to get done. Now, I use the word work together very loosely. I had no way of communication with these people, so it was all through telepathic communication that I am able to wield. So thanks to my abilities, it worked in my favor. One thing that I had a problem with is majority of your characters are very slim characters. You know, that it's a very back of the view. It appears as if you feel like you're gonna play Punch Out, but it's a lot more than that. There's certain characters such as Master Mummy. That's my bad. Master Mummy. There's some characters like Master Mummy. He's a big, bulking guy. And moments where he actually took a majority of the screen and it obstructed my view as to where my opponent was. And that was one problem that I had. I think if they were able to raise the camera upon him a little bit, it would be a lot better. But the camera view for him was obstructing a lot of my screen. And it could have been how I was playing. I didn't mess with it way too much. Again, I only had 1 hour to play this. It was what it was, but you learn how to deal with it. So there's moments where when you're playing 1v1v1 can feel a little unfair. I guess the goal of the part of playing that is there's moments where you're grouped up and you have two enemies right here and then you have one random guy over here. If you're this one random guy, it could either be good news for you or it could be bad news for you because these two guys can just gang up and just take you out. It's not fun. Another thing that you can do is if you're two guys right here and one guy over here, and you're this dude right here, them two could come gang up on you. So one thing that I've learned that's best is to grab this dude and get him to throw that way. That way, he's in between you and your other opponent on the other side. Y'all can double team on that guy, make it totally unfair for him, give him the worst experience of your life, but you can have a better chance of winning. And that's all we want in this world. We just want to win. There was moments where it felt a little unfair, a little not. It just wasn't fun because of the double teaming. But once you learn how to jump and juke, which jumping and juking is the thing that you really need to like get down in this game, because with all the punches coming your way, you want to be able to dodge them. And there's moments where if you punch one, you have a couple seconds before you get that arm back. So you gotta remember, once you punch, you don't have that arm for a good while. So you need to make sure that you are timing these things correctly, because you can dodge your opponent's punches with another punch. If they're punching this way and you go this way, they come underneath, you can go underneath that and just dodge it. And I mean, it's got great gameplay in total. It's fun. There's not a lot of different matches. I believe just played the original arena match, which is like in the wrestling ring. You got the Chinese one where it's like a long map. You got the one where it's Helix's map, where there's just like 6 test tubes in the middle of like just pillars in the middle. I believe that one was actually my favorite one. It helped in dodging and blocking and just weaving in between those big tubes. I enjoyed it a lot better. So what is my overall verdict of the game? So I'm honestly been very hopeful, been very excited for ARMS. It seems like it looks different. It looks like a weird game that Nintendo's going to ship out amongst just a slew of just better games out there, you know? It looks like they're trying to go the Overwatch way. They want to make just these different characters and they want you to care about them. I think I'm honestly starting to get the feel for them. I'm starting to care for them a little more, even though I don't know much about their story. You go on Twitter and there's moments where it's like Ribbon Girl signs a autograph for a player or whatever. You can tell they're trying to grow something out with this. I don't know if the single player has more story, and if it does, even better, because then that way I can grow even more with these characters. I'm really excited for this game. Multiplayer is great. I played the game entirely and just docked, like not docked, but the Joy Cons on the tablet, perfectly fine. You can play it with motion controls. You can play it on the Joy-Con grip. You can play it on the controller that they have. So it was a fantastic game. You can even play it on a single Joy-Con itself. That way you have 2 players to play. Didn't try that. I should have tried it. Didn't try it. But the game is fantastic. The gameplay is great. It's different. It's very, very different. It's something that you're gonna get used to because it's not like every other fighting game. That's sideways. It's back, looking from the back, attacking your opponent, and just timing things and blocking things. And it's a great, great game. I'm very, very hopeful for ARMS to come out in the month of June, which is honestly not that far away. It's about a week or so away from here. So I'm very excited for that game. And we will see what else Nintendo has in store for us. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is the Game Press. It's I, Rob. If you guys liked what you saw, push that thumbs up button, subscribe, and comment down below. Leave me y'all's questions. That way I can answer them in the next video. And ask me, what's kind of stuff are you guys hopeful in regards to ARMS, Far Cry, and if you guys played that Magikarp jump game, let me know, because I just want to hear about the amazing 100 experience that you got, because it's a very, very awesome, beautiful game. It's honestly, I'm not even joking, it's the best graphics I've ever seen in any video game by far. Click this video over here, that way you can get access to a new content that we have, or previous content, my bad. And you can subscribe right over here, that way, hey, you're already here, subscribe, dog. See you guys next time. Later, boys.